and welcome to another Mad Chili video. Today, we're here on iRacing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now, last week, the Sim Lab production car here, challenge was here at the Oval. To be honest, I was going to do a video on that, and after 2 or 3 races, I discovered it was basically just a race that was just flat out the entire time, and I hate that kind of racing that relies on you having a draft from the car in front of you. I think it is mostly luck-based. There's no skill. You can tell because this track I had to practice about half an hour to even be vaguely quick. However, I could just pick up the oval straight away with no practice and I was quick. Now the downside of that kind of racing...
Track temperature's decreasing. It's now 34 Celsius.
Okay, the downside of that kind of racing is, again, where you finish is basically luck. You could be at the back of the train and finish 5th, and you could be a second ahead at the front of the train in 1st. And that would massively impact on your iRating for no apparent reason, in terms of skill anyway. And again, you could finish 1st, massively inflate your iRating, even though you weren't really there on skill. And then again, as well, it's the safety rating aspect of it. It's very easy to be involved in a massive crash, especially considering it's multi-class. Multi-class oval racing really doesn't work, as I discovered last week. When you have a 2-wide train of VWs and Mazdas, and a 2 or 3 wide train of Mustangs that are 6 seconds a lap quicker coming up behind you, the result is a big crash. However, this week, they are at the road course. I did a little bit of practice, and wow, I'm not that quick. I'm alright in the Mazda. However, my safety rating took a massive hit yesterday. I was on 3.7, and I did a BMW race at Okayama, and carnage happened, and boom, that is the last week's safety rating down, back to 3.4 in one go. So I thought, well, you know what, if I can get lucky, even though I'm not very quick in the Pontiac round here, I'll find a server that's Pontiac only. Browse the entry list, and 30 seconds before the end of registry, I thought, right, there's no Pontiacs in here, let's join. And boom, I am the only Pontiac. So, technically, I can be a bit slow here and just stay out the way of everybody. Try and gain the safety rating that I lost. Not all of it, but as much as I can. So that's the aim
speed limit
for today.
72 kilometers per hour.
And I also wanted...
Clear. Okay, Morgan, we've got 2 laps. Let's get this.
And I also wanted to show you guys what the track is like. You know, it's a bit of an interesting track. It turns out the Similar Production Car Series is only the, I think it's the first proper, you know, we're only the 2nd official series ever to come to Atlanta Motor Speedway. There was only about 50 people, I think, listed on the official forums for Atlanta Motor Speedway before we got here. Now, I don't think this race will get me on the official standings for Atlanta Motor Speedway because I don't think I'll be scoring championship points. Obviously, being the only Pontiac, there's nothing to really gauge the championship points off, although I'm not totally sure. Obviously, iRating obviously doesn't go up or down when you're the only person in the class. Now, I'm very slow in this Pontiac. The gear ratios of the Pontiac round here are absolutely horrendous. I can't stand them. I can't stand how the Pontiac handles round here either. I think it's very slow and understeery. I much prefer the feel of the Mazda. However, I just went with the Pontiac because it was the only Pontiac in the field. Now, this race is a rolling start, so unlike the standing start at Lime Rock, where I've got to start with everybody else, because this is a rolling start, I can just drop back and chill out. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to drop maybe 5 seconds behind everybody else, and we'll just be nice and calm. Again, this track, because a lot of this road course is basically just the oval, it's quite easy to pass on multi-class, so that's quite nice. Obviously, yeah, these Pontiacs are very slow in a straight line, so we'll see what we can do. I just want to learn the track with the Pontiac. That's kind of the aim for this race, and don't spin out. It's been very easy to spin out the Pontiac, actually, on this corner here. Oh, I got off track. I don't want anything like that. In qualifying, it only counts for 50%, so it's alright. But yeah, this car feels absolutely horrendous in those fast speed corners, to be honest. I've got to make sure, again, as I said, in qualifying, one incident is like half an incident, which really doesn't do anything to your safety rating. Maybe if I got like, you know, 3 or 4 of them, it would. But what I really want to be doing is making sure that I don't do it in the race, because in the race it counts for 100%. However, because of the length of the race in the Simran Production Car Series, again, the incident points aren't as bad. That's the one downside of the BMW series, is if you can get involved in a wreck at the start, because it's only a 12-minute race and corners per incident, an incident rating goes off corners per incident, it basically ruins the rest of your race. It ruins in terms of safety rating. Like, somebody in this series got 12 incident points, and they were a D-class 3.7, I think. No, 3.5, and they only lost 0.1 safety rating. However, I got that same amount of incidents in the BMW. Granted, I am a C-class, so I should lose a little bit more. However, I lost 0.3, which is a massive amount more, because of the shorter races. Obviously, generally, incidents happen at the start of a race, typically. 8 of my 12 incidents from that race came on the first lap because of carnage. Partially it was because people were being idiots on the formation lap. They were doing about 10, and it was impossible to predict what anyone was going to do. Oh, I'm so bad through there in this car. Although, to be fair, actually, I think that's just how this car behaves, because I've actually gained a whole second, even though No! Don't lose control. There you go.
Use track limits, please, Morgan.
Well, again, it doesn't matter what my time is. I'm just disappointed about the safety rating aspect of things. I've got to make sure I have 0 in the race. Really. I don't really mind qualifying so much. I've just got to make sure I get 0 in the race. I'm going to do extra laps in qualifying now. A, to learn the track, and B, just for the sake of, obviously, safety rating. I think it does improve your safety rating, not as much, but safety rating does count for 50%, remember, in qualifying, so it does matter a little bit. In practice, it counts for 0%, by the way, so it turns out incident points in practice do not really matter. I was looking around the iRacing sporting code, and that's basically... Also, apologies if the video is a little bit laggy. I think it might be that my second monitor only runs at a certain level of FPS, because I'm getting 60 FPS according to my recording software. However, it looks quite laggy on my second monitor, so apologies if it is a little laggy. I am sorry for that, but there you go. Actually, yeah, if I was in the Mazdas, I would have been okay. In the Mazdas, I was doing a 34.5, and that would have been enough to get me probably about 7th place, 6th or 7th place. That's overall, that is 2nd or 3rd in Mazda. Yeah, this car's massively damaged, actually, from that contact, so I've got to make sure I don't do that in the race. This car, what it is with the ABS, it's very easy to lock up. No. Oh, this is not good, is it, for safety rating, this qualifying session? This has not been good for safety rating.
Activate limiter.
Yeah, I'm really upset about this. This is not good. This for safety rating, this is really not good. What? No! Have I just been disqualified from the whole session? Or just this one? Oh, please say I'm only disqualified from this one, otherwise that's a real... Actually, it doesn't matter, does it? Because I can't lose iRating, remember? However, the incident point side of it, I'm not massively pleased about. Right, let's keep my fingers crossed I haven't just been disqualified. How was that reckless driving? I was just stopping in the pit lane, because I had damaged... Oh, whatever, but never mind. Yeah, this is going to be a real difficult one, actually. Because I've only just realised that, really, is even though I could get 0 incidents by not hitting anybody, that first corner in this car, I don't know what it is. Now, again, I can't really change my setup. There isn't really a setup for this car around here. And, yeah, I'm going to put in a bit more fuel, just in case, but... yeah, that's really disappointing. What can I do for better grip at higher loads, higher pressure? Alright, so we'll up the pressure on the tyres a little bit. Maybe that'll help. I hope I haven't been disqualified from the whole race, so that won't be good for my safety rating. Hopefully it's just qualifying. Because obviously my iRating, as I said, is not going to be affected because I'm the only Pontiac in the race. That's why I chose this, is no matter what happens, I cannot lose iRating. I cannot gain iRating. It's fixed. So, at the end of the day, if I'm disqualified, you guys won't see this video. Because there won't be a race to actually do. Have I been disqualified, or is it just the race? Please say it's just the race. Just the qualifying, I mean. Okay, it's just qualifying. How can you be How can you actually be disqualified from just one session? Okay, well there we go. I'm not really totally sure what the advantages of being disqualified there then. What the point is in disqualifying you? So we've got 5.3 gallons in if we have to pit for fuel. To be honest, it's not the end of the world, is it? As I said, it's about the safety here. I just want to have a nice, calm race. And I'm going to sit back. Obviously, this is a rolling start, so I can just distance myself, socially distance myself from the rest of the cars. So to make sure that I don't get involved in any carnage. I said, unlike at Lime Rock, where it was all bunched up at the start. I blinked out a little bit there, excuse that. But unlike at Lime Rock, I can literally just... obviously, you are supposed to leave a gap on a parade lap as well. I've got to really make sure... I'm just going to brake earlier for that first corner, I think. Because it is... I don't know what it is, but this car... In the Mazda, I had no problem with that first corner. But this thing is so bad to drive around that corner. I have no idea whether it's setup related, maybe. But it is literally... You turn left... car and you can't brake either, because the car locks up if you try to brake. Again, I'm not a massive fan of the road course around here, to be completely honest, which is maybe why nobody ever really uses it on iRacing. I don't think it's well known as a road course, Atlanta. I didn't actually know that this track has a road course until I saw it on the schedule. I know the only ones I thought had road courses was Charlotte, Daytona. I think that was it. That's all I thought had road courses. There might be another one that I haven't thought of. I think Texas has one, but that's also lesser known. There's a lot that are lesser known, to be honest. Oh yeah, Indianapolis has one too.
The track temp is 34 Celsius.
But they're more unknown kind of road courses. The Indianapolis one isn't. That is used in real life.
We need to follow car number 20 in the left lane.
Right, so I'm just going to back myself up from the rest of the grid here. Be nice and calm. Get a nice race in. This is a bonus, look. While they're all fighting, I can just kind of, like, you know, chill out a little bit.
Have a good race, guys.
Because, obviously, they're going to be ahead of me.
We need to
and because this is a rolling start, right, I'm just going to make sure again that I'm, you know, basically, if I go really slow around this first corner, look, it's okay. What I need to be doing, though, is literally just sitting behind this group. I need to leave a decent gap because I'm in a different class to them. I'm going to leave probably about a 5-second gap, because that will allow me, if there's any kind of chaos, I don't want to be involved. You know, the last thing I need, because I can probably get 4 incidents in this race and still be okay. However, if I'm just going on the grass, that's 4 chances, which is fine. If I'm losing control, that's 2 chances. However, if I hit someone, that's 1 chance, and that's it. So it's kind of, and then obviously I can't go off track at all. So I really have to make sure I'm clean in terms of car contact, so that if I do make a mistake, it's not so bad. Obviously we had 2 incidents, well I had 4 incidents, divide that by 2, because it's qualifying, so I've had 2 incidents already, which is not great. However, again, it's not a lot, really. If I can just stay out of trouble in the race, I'll be happy. Obviously this is very similar to my Pontiac trying to gain safety rating at Lime Rock Challenge video. However, this is round a lesser known road course, and is with a rolling start, which I think makes the biggest difference, to be honest. I think you know, the standing start at Lime Rock was what made it much more difficult, because obviously you're all condensed on the first lap together. You're all condensed together, so that if carnage happens in Volkswagen class, it might still affect Pontiac class, even though they start a little bit ahead of you. However, right now I've probably got a massive gap to those guys. So that means that if there is carnage, I mean, look, I've got half of a... You know, it doesn't mean I won't get a draft off them. Again, I am the only Pontiac, and that's...
Are you going to make it one...
That's another good thing.
Or...
That's why I like being... in terms of practice and safety rating, being the only car in your class is so nice. Because when you're the only car in your class, it basically guarantees you not to lose iRating. No matter what I do, I can be disqualified on the first lap and not lose iRating. Safety rating, on the other hand, yes, I can. That is still a thing. However, even though I can still lose it, I can still gain it. And we're going to be ignoring them. See, that Mazda's being quite calm as well and leaving a massive gap. Obviously, you know, that's kind of just probably wants to just stay out of the way for the first couple of laps. Because, I mean, and then you can see there's a massive gap then from the rest of the Mazdas onward. It's great. I mean, there's probably going to be a green flag at some point, and I'm not even ready for it. So, I don't know what this mouse is doing, actually. It's kind of ruining my plan.
Green, green, green.
There you go, there's green flag, look. So that means now, look, I've got a nice gap to anything else. If any carnage occurs, I should be safely out of the way. You can see, there we go, up there. I was disputing, I was wondering to myself whether I should go in Mazda class at this race. So if it's real carnage, I'm going to thank my decision that I went with the Pontiac here today. We'll see what happens. Now, for this, yeah, it's going to be nice and calm on the first lap. Honestly, I'm not bothered about pushing this car, especially around the first corner. And you can see already, look, Mazdas have got a decent gap to me. However, because, you know, they're about 7 seconds a lap slower, actually, the Pontiacs around this track. They're a lot slower.
Yellow flag, watch out.
It's more than usual. You can see already, look, we have a Mazda that has had some issues. And that's the sort of thing I wanted to avoid. That car was in 3rd place, look. And it's now all the way down here. Ruined his iRating he has. Ruined his safety rating by getting 4 incidents. Here's another Mazda, look. And this is the bonus I get from A, not being in Mazda class, and B, starting 5 seconds behind them. Means that if something like that does happen to happen, the guy who spun out in front of me, he was leading. Whoever was in 2nd place, they're either very aggressive or very lucky, depending on how the start was. And you can see there, look, I've had a pretty calm first lap, while everybody else, you know, at least 2 Mazdas we've seen have had at least 4 incident points, maybe, you know, particularly 3rd place Mazda there is probably going to have some pretty bad damage by the looks of it. The whole front had come off, and obviously that means they're basically going to finish last, and they're going to lose a ton of iRating. So it's why I like kind of this strategy of just going with the Pontiac. You know, it helps me learn the track, and it also helps me gain safety rating, providing I don't mess anything up too bad. And it also provides quite a calm, it's a bit of fun, you know? iRacing's not always, has to be crazy competitive. See there, look, just going super gently into that first corner, braking a bit earlier than the driving line suggests, and just much more on the inside as well. This corner, the driving line is definitely wrong. If you go more on the inside, much shorter distance, which in cars with such a low top speed like this, it does make a good, sometimes up to a half a second difference. So, yeah, the driving line is wrong, basically, is the summary of that. Now, my aim for this race is just to basically be setting half-decent laps. I'm looking for maybe 1 minute 41s, 1 minute 42s, so not competitive laps. A 1 minute 40, 1 minute 39 is competitive in this car, but just one that won't get me in trouble, one that will help me learn the track, if I want to go back here in the Mazda, say, before the end of the week. Just one that will overall improve my understanding. You know, obviously this is not a very well-known track, so yeah, I personally don't think it's the best of all the road courses in the world. And you can see that we've had a pretty decent race. We've got, you know, we're doing pretty well. We've got 6 seconds to the gap ahead. I think there are a couple of Mustangs in this race, I believe. Yeah, there's 3 Mustangs, so we'll expect them to be coming by quite soon. We're already 27 seconds behind them. That's how slow this Pontiac is. Obviously, we also started much further back on the grid than the Mustangs. Obviously, I left a very nice gap. But yeah, if we can go through this race with 0 incidents, that'll be a real win. It'll be so nice, and obviously because it's a 1 minute and 30 lap, that also benefits us. A 1 minute and 30 lap obviously means we get lapped less. I think I'm expecting to get lapped, I think, twice over the course of this race. And you can see there, look, we're saying at 1:41.8. You know, it's not quick, but it's definitely not like snail pace. You know, in practice I was actually doing 1:42s, so it's already better than that. And it's just nice. And you can see there, there's a VW that's dropped back. It was 3rd in VW class, so I suspect that's had some issues. But yeah, this car is much better to drive calmly. That's another thing that kind of helps me doing these kind of only class races. It kind of helps me realise this Pontiac is actually very nice when you drive it not slowly. It feels slow, but it isn't really, you know. I reckon by the end of this race I might have actually set a fairly competitive lap, hopefully. Obviously it doesn't really matter. But the Pontiac's definitely one of those cars. When you drive it slower, if you feel slower, sometimes it is quicker. I mean, round Lime Rock, this car was perfect. It's not so good round here, to be fair. Around Atlanta Speedway, it's not quite as good as it was at Lime Rock. You can see there's smoke, look, so there we go, that is a VW. It was in 3rd place earlier.
20 minutes to go.
And it's clearly had some kind of issue, and because I'm not anywhere near them, I'm good. You know, I haven't lost any safety rating because of that person. Well, hopefully not yet anyway. And it's just things like that. It really, really helps how things go. So obviously we've got a nice 40-second gap to the Mustangs. Make sure I don't go in the grass over there. That would be a pretty stupid safety rating, wouldn't it, to get? Why was that last lap invalidated? I didn't go off anywhere.
You have 0 incidents.
That's a bit of a weird one. So the last lap was invalidated that I did. I don't know how quick it was. That does happen on iRacing sometimes for no apparent reason. It's a bit weird. I'll say that. I'll give it that. But yeah, we're just doing nice calm braking, nice calm racing lines. If you treat this car nicely and you don't go on the grass, for this car going from grass to tarmac is shocking. It's pretty much guaranteed to spin you out. So it's one thing, it's a definite no-no for this car, is doing that. That's right, I can just do a nice race. You know, practice not blowing the engine up, hopefully. I'm actually in a league now as well, the Wednesday MX5 league. And I was taking part in that last week. It's a very nice league, actually. It's going a bit full, so I don't think there's any room. It's a very nice league, however, I blew my engine up in the 2nd race of the night. Every Wednesday night they do, like, you know, Mazda stuff. They went round Legacy Silverstone 2 weeks ago, and last week it was Okayama full. So some very nice racing, actually. It's very nice. There's some pretty quick guys in there, actually. We're talking 5,000 rating quick. But yeah, it's pretty good fun, really. It's a very good fun little league. And yeah, I blew up my engine on the Mazda doing that. I don't want to go doing that in a Pontiac. It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it, really? And we've got, look, they go 4th place Mazda, look, and 5th place Mazda. Their times, look, their numbers are dropping a lot, their gap to me. So it shows I'm probably wise not to have been involved in the Mazdas. I don't know why my times aren't being counted. That last one also showed ... I think it's a bug with iRacing. Obviously, there's no reason that my lap should be invalidated, so it's a bit of a weird one. However, what can I do, I guess? But yeah, it's been a pretty calm little race, and I'm expecting about 15 laps, I think we have enough fuel. How is my fuel?
We estimate 41 minutes of fuel.
There we go, we're fine.
0.7 litres per lap.
We're fine on fuel, don't worry. I don't really need to brake quite as much as I do through here, however, I just want to be making sure. I don't understand, though, that is really confusing me, the laps not being counted. That is a pretty weird bug. I have not come across that for a while, at least not this much in succession, either. Obviously, I've had nothing that should be causing it.
They're racing us for position, there'll be no blue flag.
So yeah, you can see there, 3 seconds back, there is a VW. That's going to be absolutely killing me down the straight. We've got 6 seconds back then to a Mazda, and then 16 seconds back to the first of the Mustangs. Once the VW and the Mazda go through, they won't be lapping me for quite a while because they are quite far behind. They're the two that crashed and had issues. So that's quite good. But you can see, look, the amount of people that have had issues, look, I should be last place because I'm in the slowest car. Right, this VW is hopefully going to just go round without a fuss. I'm going to lift off a little bit, be nice. And there we go, just let them by, because the top speeds of these cars are actually very similar. They're about 130, 120, they're very, very similar. However, it's the initial acceleration punch that you get from the Mazda, the VW, that you don't get from this. Obviously, the top speed of the Mustang is a lot higher then. That's in another bracket. But that's why, again, the oval racing around Atlanta Motor Speedway didn't work. It's round a lap, a VW, a Mazda, and a Pontiac did the same lap time. Give or take a couple of tenths, and that was kind of the issue. Obviously, once I got to top speed, they were all kind of in the same class. Now we've got a Mazda behind us. Now, there you go. That was a 142.4. So we're not going very quick. However, as I said, we're not really trying to go quick. Remember. Hopefully this person's going to be nice and wait for the... oh, never mind, they're not going to wait for the oval, they've just gone off themselves. I think they might be getting out of the way for the Mustangs. No, okay. So yeah, we have got the Mustang. The Mustangs are nuts round here. They are... I said, really, it's only the Pontiacs that are really slow around here. I said, a typical lap for a Pontiac is a 1 minute 40.
Okay, Morgan, 15 minutes left. That's 15
and then a
minutes.
typical lap for a Mazda is about 134, 132, I think, ish, for the VW, and then about 129 for the Mustangs. We're just going to go high here, let them go nicely. We're going to be nice. There you go, let that Mustang go. That's one car dealt with then. Don't think the Mazda's going to reach us by this next bit now. Gotta be careful the Mazda doesn't catch us here, because I'm very slow through this corner, because I'm being calm. A 48.16 though, that's a fairly decent lap.
There's a faster car approaching.
We're just going to let them all by here, we're going to be nice. Going to let them all go, because I'm the only Pontiac in the field. This is the bonus of this as well, I'm the only Pontiac here, so I can let people by and afford to just chill out. I don't have to rush. This track does suit multi-class racing, that's one thing. There's so many straights to get by. It does make multi-class racing quite easy compared to some other tracks that maybe don't allow passing quite as easily, like Lime Rock. Really, sometimes you can be caught for a half a lap behind a car, which makes it interesting, but it also maybe is a bit of a pain. However, to be fair, it's part of multi-class racing map, so depending on what you look for in multi-class racing, it's also a bad thing, to be fair. So there's only 2 Mustangs left actually, and then the leader of the VWs is 22 seconds behind me. They're going to be quite a big group, I think. There are quite a few. I was only 4 actually. So many have had issues. That's what I mean. Look, we're literally in 17th place, yeah? No, actually no, 16th, because there's another Mazda behind us now. We're in 16th place out of 20. So it shows how many people, you know, at least 4 people have had issues in this race. You know? Enough issues to be, you know, to be, you know, behind one of a really slow car. Right, we're just going to let this Mazda go here. We're going to be nice.
Right side. Right's clear, good job.
Just going to let it go. There we go. And there we go. We haven't got any lap traffic then to worry about for some time.
That time was 1:43.
Obviously that lap was very slow because we slowed down on multiple occasions to let people by because we're nice. No. Ah, that's not what I wanted.
Okay, Morgan, we've gone out of 20 minutes.
Just went a little bit too quickly. That's 2 incident
half
points.
Distance. Fuel levels are fine.
2 incidents is not what I wanted. Luckily, we don't really have any damage. The car still feels okay. The steering's a bit messed up now, but so annoying though, because 0 incidents is a massive gain. 0 incidents is such like a, I wonder if you get a bonus for having 0. I'm not sure if you do, but I think you might. So that's a massive shame. We just slightly misjudged that corner there, thinking about lap traffic. So I knew that was going to happen at some point in this race, and it did. Sadly, again, only 2. We only got 2 in qualifying, so 4 over the course of a weekend, like an actual race is okay. It's pretty decent. To be fair, it's acceptable. I don't think I'm going to have to come in and pit because the car still feels alright. I'm just disappointed more than anything there. 0 incidents would have been really nice. However, to be honest, I think I'm lucky not to be disqualified given how my practice and qualifying went in this car. Just as long as I don't get any more than 2 though. That is 2 of our lives used up. Really, I only like to have, generally in this race, I think if I can have under 4, I'll be happy. I'm just going to not do that again. I was thinking about pitting. I don't think I'm going to pit. The car feels a little bit on edge, maybe. I'll see how it is in left-handers now. It felt a bit dodgy. However, this is the first sort of quick left-hander that we've got to judge it on. It's a little bit more slidey in left-handers now. However, actually, being slightly more slidey in left-handers is actually what we wanted, so maybe it's not all bad, I don't know. We actually wanted it to be a bit more slidey on a left-hander, so, you know, it's saying that it is a bit tighter on right-handers, so maybe we're paying, although, yeah. So that, it's okay, we haven't really got any damage. I think in a straight line it is hurting us a little bit. However, obviously, as long as we can just be nice and calm, then we have got VWs catching us. They are 4 seconds away. and there's 2 of them. And when there's 2 of them, they're always in a rush to get by. Obviously, there's only 1 of them, and they're not close to anyone else in their class. They're okay with being calm because they're not going to lose a position. However, if they're battling, they're risking losing a position by not passing me straight away. So I think the smart thing here is just to go high.
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
Let them by, because judging by how close they are, they're going to be aggressive. Now again, this thing is so slow that they're just going to breeze past easily. It's not really a contest of straight line speed, this thing. It's very simple. This car is very slow. But yeah, as long as we don't get any more than 2 incidents, we're a little bit hurt in a straight line as well, I think. We're definitely maybe about 5 mile an hour down, which again, you know, if we were racing other Pontiacs, I'd be pretty much dead in this race. I would not had much of a chance to really do anything. So the bonus of, you know, that's kind of the bonus of being the only Pontiac here is again, as I said, overall, the iRating is going to stay the same anyway, no matter how much we mess this up. So we're doing 43s, look. So I did go high, which does cost us about a second. But this car is definitely about it's probably about a second at least down on where it should be per lap, and it's already slow, obviously. Now this VW is catching me. It's going to get by hopefully on this straight quite well. There we go. Perfect. Just caught me on the straight. We're going to let it by. And then there isn't another car then for another 5.5 seconds. So that's okay. They'll probably catch me on the oval. They will. That next car. But yeah, we're not quick, especially with this damage. We're really not quick, so I'm lucky we were the only Pontiac. That's the only reason I did this race, really, was because I was the only Pontiac. I thought, right, you know, if I can just gain even a little bit of safety rating, it will make up at least part of what I lost doing the BMWs earlier this week. Now, we only have 8 minutes left, and then we'll be nice and finished, so that's good. This race has actually felt longer. It's only 25 minutes. It felt quite long.
You have 2 incidents.
There you go, just 2 incidents. Right, we've got a VW catching. It's only 1.5 seconds away, so we're going to go high, we're going to slow down a little bit, we're going to let it go, and then we've got 18 seconds to the Mazdas then that are going to be fighting, I suspect, quite hard. There's only 2 of them though, so that might be alright. However, look, there you go, there's a VW in the pits now, so maybe he got involved in the crash or something. So this is the thing, you know. Even though I've gone off 2 incidents compared to the vast majority of people in this race, is very good. Most people will probably be picking up 4, 8, maybe even 12, because remember, if you hit 3 people, that's 12 incidents. It's not that difficult, really. That's kind of one thing I hate about iRating's safety rating. I think it should be 2 incidents per hit, not 4. Maybe 4 for very, very severe contact. Because that's the thing, what it classes as heavy contact to get you 4 incidents really isn't that heavy. So it is, you know, it's kind of a bit annoying in that sense, you know. Getting 4 incidents for something as little as that. Like, I could just slam it into a wall at 100, and that would be 2 incidents. I could briefly tap someone twice in quick succession, and that would be 4 incidents. Boom, done. And that's kind of the thing I find is a bit of a shame with the safety rating system. I don't think it's quite justified. But there you go. It's alright. As I said, as long as we can keep it at 2, I'm happy. We've got 11 seconds to the Mazdas behind. Going very slowly. 1 minute 43s, 44s. That is because of that damage. We're definitely we should be doing about 121 in the middle of this next corner. Normally 121 is what you're looking for in a straight, and we're capable of 112, so we're down about 9 mile an hour, which is pretty shocking. Actually, that's quite a lot to be down by if your top speed is only 120. Okay, now we're off the banking, we're up to 116. However, even that's 5 mile an hour off, so we are losing a lot of time. That's a lot of time, probably about, for every second that we race, we're probably losing about half a tenth, you know? So for every 2 seconds, that's a tenth of a second lost, potentially. So we are losing quite a bit of time due to this damage. However, as I said, we're the only Pontiac, so if you hadn't already gathered that by now. Now there is a Mustang 4 seconds behind. That could potentially be dangerous because it's not going to catch me by this next complex here. However, I'm very slow through this next bit compared to a Mustang, compared to even another Pontiac driver. I'm not pushing absolute 100%. Obviously, I don't want to cut the course and get 2 incidents. I did not want to do that. There you go. We're going to go nice and high now, and the Mustang's actually caught us in a pretty perfect position there. So they're just going to go past nicely.
He's on your left side. Left side's clear.
Practically the only Mustang left in this race, so they're having quite a chill ride as well. I think they might actually be the only Mustang left in this race. Oh, there is another one, but it's 14 seconds back. So, yeah, that's pretty chill, to be fair. Obviously, in terms of iRacing, mine's going to be staying pretty much the same. We've got 3 seconds back now to the Mazdas. There's 2 Mazdas, so we'll be monitoring that quite closely. Whoa, this car is very twitchy all of a sudden. More than before going left. It is definitely damaged on that corner. Now, yeah, the Mazdas are catching us a little bit here. This is not good. It's not a good place for them to be catching us, to be honest. If I can go nice and slowly through this next bit, they'll probably catch me on the next straight. I'm going to be nice and just let them by, honestly, on this next straight. Let them all pass, and the VW as well. There you go, let the VW by, let both Mazdas, and then we can just continue on. You know, I'm not worried about losing a ton of time here. We're alright. Then our main primary focus for today is safety rating. We have got a Mustang now that's 3 seconds behind again. This thing was losing a lot of grip through there, actually, more than I suspected. We've got a Mustang coming up on us now, obviously totally just kill us in a straight line, so we'll just go nice and high, and that will probably, yeah, just go zooming by, and we haven't got to worry about any more lap traffic for a little bit then.
You got 1 left side, clear on the left.
Yeah, only 2.5 minutes left as well, so that's pretty nice. Probably this lap and then another one, I suspect. For me, but we'll see what happens. Depends on where I am when the Mustangs come by, although the Mazdas aren't going to be lapping me again, I don't think. They've lapped me twice, and I don't think that's going to happen again, so... yeah. But yeah, if it wasn't for the 2 incidents going off there, this would have been very, very good. To be fair, 2 incidents is still good. Obviously, do mix it with the few I got in qualifying. Maybe it's not quite as good then, but it's okay. I will take it.
Okay, Morgan. There's a faster class car approaching.
But yeah, we're saying 1 minute 45's look. I mean, to be fair, on that lap, we did actually probably lose a good 2 seconds getting out of the way. Again, I'm going to probably do that here as well. You know, I don't need to fight them. I don't want to really waste any of my time. Looks like the other Mazda's gone off, so we won't be able to let that one by. But let this one by, rejoin, and then we've got another 6 seconds then. Yeah, this car actually feels, now I've got more used to it, this car is actually quite nice round here. Without damage, it would be even better, obviously. It's losing quite a bit of time in a straight line right now, thanks to that. But overall, yeah, we're very good. I think this will be the last lap now that we're going on to, so that'll be quite nice. Providing the Mustangs haven't, like, crossed it with less than 1 minute 30 to go. No, more than 1 minute 30 to go, I mean. If that is the case, then maybe there is another lap. However, I somehow doubt that, given that I'm coming to the flag 50 seconds. We'll probably get the notification now coming through the last bend. We'll get a little white flag pop up on our screen, hopefully. Can we see a guy waving a white flag? Actually, yes. I can't. There you go. I can see him now. It's just loaded in, and on the left side as well of our screen, we've got a VW as well and a Mazda coming for us. So we'll make sure to be nice to them.
Cars bearing down on you. These guys are scrapping for position.
To be fair, a 144 is quite good considering we let that guy by. you know, that did impact our performance quite a bit. Just gonna slow nicely here, let them all by. It's not worth fighting. I'm being very calm, very nice. And that's the aim for today, that is.
There's a faster car behind. He's racing us for position. I don't think we'll get a blue flag.
And there we go. On to the last stretch of the lap now. How much fuel do we have on board? We have 2.6 gallons, so I could have easily put in 4.3 gallons. Good knowledge for future there. However, there we go. Just going to go nice and high. Let these two go by.
Half your fuel left.
And then
2 minutes left.
that'll be it then.
Coming up
That'll
on
be
your
it.
left. Clear left. Car left.
There you go. They've gone by, and that's it. We can pull back in then and have a nice calm end to the race. I'm pretty pleased, to be fair. 2 incidents, a little bit of a shame that we had that, but it's okay.
Hold on. Your race, so here we go.
And in the end, we're not last either. We actually finished
So sad.
17th. So 3 cars there having massive, massive issues there. So that's, you know, kind of shows it, doesn't it?
Yellow flag. Well done, Morgan. Great win. You deserved that today.
And there you go. We'll just park it up there. Finish it. Again, those laps were not really anything to be massively happy with. Obviously, the damage that we were suffering definitely didn't help. In practice, I don't know what I was doing. That was in the Mazda. I did a 34.6 in the Mazda, which is pretty decent. In the Solstice, I did a 42.2, so I did better than I did in practice then. But overall, very happy with that. So I think I'm going to do an off-road racing trucks video now. No, not video. I probably won't record it, actually, because I've already done, obviously, that truck at Phoenix before, so there's probably no point in doing another one, is there? Unless, I don't know, I probably will, and then see what you guys' feedback is. So you can see we only gained a little bit. A 41.6 we did in the end, which is quite, it's not competitive, but it's better. You can see there's lots of Mazdas, lots of Jettas in that field, so it was a good call, that. It doesn't affect our iRating. We did score championship points in the end, so we'll be put on the leaderboard. It does also count as part of our participation rating, which is very, very good. Perfect for that kind of thing, really, getting on the participation rating. But there we go. I hope you guys really enjoyed that one. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!